Alright, so I'm just going to do a quick video on my trauma kit and what's inside, and my, I would call it boo-boo kit and what's inside. So first off, this, make sure tear away like Velcro, and just use this as a tabletop. Do that in a second. So if it is you know, a gunshot wound to the chest, or a car accident, and I'm not really sure, but there's an unconscious person, really any type of severe trauma, and I'm not an EMT or anything like that. I've got very little medical training, but as far as everything in this kit, I know how to use it. And if you are looking for some good training videos on how to use a basic IFAK, Skinny Medic has some good videos on YouTube. So first off, just going from the outside in here, the pouch itself is just a cheap Amazon. I honestly think this is like 13 bucks. Came with the patch. It really doesn't matter what you use. It doesn't have to be ripped away. Honestly, at first I was going to leave this inside my bag, but it worked well here, so I'm trying it out. I haven't had this very long, but it seems to be stitched pretty well, which is one of the main issues with the really cheap pouches like this. But that's where the settling for cheap stuff ends. So as far as your gear, your supplies, you want to make sure that you're buying from a reputable company. Now the pouch, if you want to get a Maxpedition pouch or whatever, by all means go for that. But as far as the stuff inside, I definitely recommend going with a company that is reputable. That way also you're going to make sure that your supplies are not expired. So without further ado, I actually went through North American Rescue and Skinny Medic's website. I think it's like medicalgearoutfitters.com. And so a large majority of it was North American Rescue. So the trauma shears are from them. These are their 7 3/4 inch trauma shears. They're cheap. They're like 10 bucks, but you can tell their quality. The main purpose of this is to take an injured person's garments off very easily. It's also good for cutting tape, gauze, anything like that. So that's on the outside. And then going in here, my wife has one just like this. So Skinny Medic talks about the MARCHE algorithm. So you want to follow that, major bleeding, and so for something like that, compressed gauze. I've got actually 2 of these, so this is really compressed down. Once you open it up, it puffs out, and this can be used to wound pack. It's really good stuff. It's sterile as long as it's sealed up. These red tabs make it really easy when you're stuff's hitting the fan. You need to use it quickly. It's latex free, which is good because my wife is allergic to latex. So I'm just going to kind of follow that major bleeding. So this is one part of that. If you were shot or hurt in one of the pockets or an area that you could not get a tourniquet, but if it's in one of your extremities, a Gen 7 cat tourniquet is best. So you should have this prepped and know how to use it. And I'd say with that tourniquet, a Sharpie to be able to mark the time is important as well. So kind of going along with the compressed gauze, and if we are going to end up wound packing, let me just get you go ahead and dig in here. We've got quick clot. This is a hemostatic gauze. This would be used down inside an arterial wound to well, stop bleeding, and then you can come back on top with some compressed gauze and wrap that with a pressure dressing. So this is a kit that North American Rescue offers. It's got compressed gauze. It's got one of these in there, so now I've got two. For some reason I needed it. I've got it. Doesn't take up a ton of space, so went ahead and got an extra one. It's got that trauma dressing, which is pressure dressing. The Israeli T3 bandage works good too. It's got petroleum gauze, which could be used for an improvised chest seal. It's got some tape, some surgical tape there, and then it's got some gloves. I need to put another pair of gloves in here, but I do have at least one. Yeah, so I guess the next thing in our MARCHE algorithm would be airway, and for that we've got nose trumpets, and that is going to be so I'm a 28, size 28. That's a pretty common size nose trumpet. You can measure on these from here at your nose to your earlobe. So my nose is here. As you come to your earlobe, you need lube with that because these are hard to insert. But and then I've also we got our kids. I've got a size 18, which is could be used for either one of my kids in a pinch. This is an adjustable one, and I got this one from Skinny Medic's website, medicalgearoutfitters.com, and so those are pretty important. The MARCHE algorithm respiratory. It's a 2-pack of chest seals. You could actually take that even further, but again, I'm not a full-blown medic, so I don't have really the ability to put a decompression needle in or anything crazy like that. So entry-exit wound. These are both vented chest seals, but if they're laying on their back, a vented chest seal becomes a non-vented chest seal. So really, it's only going to vent on one side. But these are pretty straightforward and easy to apply. That's it for this side. All right. I guess the last one really. Well, let's say the next one is C for circulation and shock management, and that's a Mylar blanket. So to keep them from going into shock, that's a pretty simple one, because that's really the only thing I can do unless I've got a jacket or something. So just pretty much wrap that around them and keep them comfortable. Put them in the recovery position. This wasn't really covered. I guess this would go along with respiratory. I guess it could go with either airway or respiratory, which would just be a CPR shield. Especially with coronavirus and everything going on, this would be a good thing to have with you at all times. It's just a shield that goes over someone else's mouth if they needed CPR, mouth to mouth. It's just got a valve on there. If they throw up or something, it's not going to come back in your mouth. That's it. So H, head injuries. I really don't have anything for that. E is everything else. I don't really have anything. I give them another once over and make sure they're good to go. But really, this is the big stuff is going to be that trauma dressing, quick clot, compressed gauze, tourniquet, chest seal. Those are the big ones. That's really the bread and butter of this kit. These are secondary. If I've got somebody that has a gag reflex intact, then this is a good option. Kit. So it's not major trauma. It's just a cut or you know, scrape or headache or anything like that. These are little draw bags. I think I got them in a pack of 3. So I've got my clothes in one. I've got this one, and I'm not sure if I've got another one somewhere. Moleskin. This is thick moleskin. Let's see what else I've got in here. I've got a self-adhering ace bandage. I've got more gloves. I have got some looks like gauze, some blood stopper gauze, some gauze. I have got Tylenol, medicine. I've got ibuprofen. I've got, I believe those are Aleve, which is sodium naproxen. I've got, looks like aspirin. They're not labeled, they should be. I've got allergy pills. I've got anti-diarrheal and stay awake. Actually, I think the stay awake's gone. I think it's just anti-diarrheal now. Yeah, anti-diarrheal, and then there's another allergy pill in here. What type of allergy pill? I've got bandages. I've got a notepad. Got a pen. These are good pens. The Pentel RSVPs, like those. Got a little spandex, I don't know what you call it, it's a brace. You use for, probably for a wrist, more than likely. This came out of an MRE, but it's got a small thing of toilet paper in it. It's got some salt and got a moist towelette. Got some 2x2s, some more blood stopper, small blood stopper gauze, and it looks like 4x4s, and some tape and moleskin. These scissors, which are pretty cool, fold up. Some Neosporin and some Blistex. And that's it in the Boo Boo kit. So that's it. Hope you have a good day.